Okay, here we go. The up close of the Luxe X pod kit from Vaporesso. Now that isn't the actual box, well it is the actual box, but that is the mod on top of there. I just thought I'd place it there where the picture was. Box, again, I'm not going to show you around for obvious reasons of YouTube clamping down on websites on boxes. But there you go, that's the front of the box. We'll just casually slide that off and get rid of all the social medias. The box, that's where the pod would be obviously, and yes, I will get to that in a second. In the kit you get a device and two separate pods and a USB wire. I've not used that pod yet, I'm going to do that in the review. And that's that. Here is the device. I'll quickly do you a show around. There's not a great deal. It is see-through, as you can see, which is absolutely lovely in design. Vaporesso, these are the airflow ports, which are rather large, but there is airflow control. I will get to that shortly. It's rather stunning. It's quite a chunky pod, but I quite like it that size. Like I say, it's completely see-through. You can see the chips, that's the fire button, and then you see the three LEDs that tells you your battery level as you hit. And the pods, how you control the airflow depends which way you put the pod in. There is a large magnet at the side there and there, but they differ in sizes, so they allow more airflow through the side airflow. So depending on which way you put the pod in depends on how much airflow you get, which is quite a clever idea. No power control. There is an Axon chip in here attached to the battery, and that controls your power, which varies depending on the pod you put in. Quick look at the pods. That one's got quite a bit of condensation on it, which is the 0.4 pod, and that is the airflow port there, and there's two smaller ones up that end. Quite large, those. I'm expecting the ones in the packet still to be considerably smaller, because this is a 0.4, which is far too low for me personally to mouth to lung with nic salts. So I've been running this with freebasing, which is not what Vaporesso say, but it's just personal choice. I'll quickly open this pod. I'm going to stick some juice in this in a second, and yes, immediately you can see the difference. Obviously it says 0.8 there, but the airflow is noticeably smaller. There is your airflow port on the 0.8, and there on the 0.4. So that will be a much tighter draw. I'm just going to fill the 0.8 up now so I can show you the fill port, and it's just like the 0.4. It is humongous, absolutely humongous. You can get really big old school bottles in there quite easily with no issue. Just going to quickly open up some Salt Nic, juice and power, watermelon ice, which I'm going to pop in there and fill up. The pods they sent me are actually 5mm. Obviously the ones that go on sale in the UK will be 2mm. That fill port is huge. There we go. We can leave that sat. Now, as you saw when I took the 0.4 tank off, there is quite a bit of condensation there, and that's also built up in there as well where it connects. But they're quite thirsty, so you on and off, and then it lights up when you pop the pod in. Just going to leave that other pod to soak for a little while, and that's about it. Type-C charging port on the bottom there, and there we go. The Luxe X from Vaporesso, a chunky, stylish looking little pod mod even. So I'll bring it up and we'll talk about it a bit more, and I'll give you my final thoughts, pros and cons. Okay, hello everybody, Vaping Vinny here again. Welcome back to the new format and me being back reviewing. This is, of course, the Luxe X from Vaporesso. There it is. Absolutely stunning. As you saw on the up close there, is very see-through. You can see all the chips and the little wizardry and everything going on in there. I first saw this device at the expo in May, the UK Vapor Expo. First words out of my words was, has anyone dropped it yet? Because I was just worried that it'd be quite breakable. It is not. It has survived me. It has survived my dropping it quite a lot. There's actually not even a tiny little dint or crack or anything, which pleasantly surprised me. Now in the up close I did refer to this as quite a chunky pod. It's chunky because it has a 1500 mAh cell in there, which for a pod is rather bloody good in my eyes. Type-C charging, so another good thing. But yeah, the pod systems and everything was a little bit strange. The 0.4 on coil confused me a little bit, but let's just go through the scenario. Now Vaporesso do say this is a mount-along device. It's not with the other pod. I've currently got the 0.8 in here, and I'm going to demonstrate the different airflows. So this is one of the airflows. I think this is the open airflow on the 0.8. Which isn't too shabby cloud-wise, and that is Saltnik in there. So now we take the pod out, turn the device, pop it in, and now it's a tighter draw. Much tighter. Much more of a traditional mouth along. With the open air, it is very airy even for a mouth along vape for me. This way, just a little word about the flavour. The flavour of this thing is insane off the 0.8 with salt nicotine in it. I am Juice and Power watermelon ice in there. And it's nuts. The flavour is incredible. I know Vaporesso do good coils, and they've been known for a while to do good coils, good flavoursome coils. The EUC coils, which every billet company in the world makes a bridge for, is a perfect example. Now I'm just going to take this one off, the 0.8, which is by far my favourite one, and put on the rather odd for me, 0.4. Now as I said in Nucleus, I've been vaping freebase in it. It's 70-30. The ratio of juice. I think that's the open configuration. Let's have a go. No, I think that's a tight one. As you can see, there's quite considerable clouds off there. Let me just switch it around. Oh, I don't know if this is tighter now. Yeah, that's a tighter one. Less clouds. Again, the flavour is on point. So for me, the 0.4 is for direct to lunging. For me personally, 0.4 is just too low for me to mouth along. It really is. Airflow difference between the two, considering the size, as you saw on the up close, of the airflow ports, isn't that much different. When you use the open one on the 0.8. Actually, it is different. It is tighter, but the flavour of this 0.8 with salt nicotine on is absolutely off the scale. Right, pros and cons. God, that tastes good. It looks stunning. There's no denying that this is a stunning looking little chunky pod. 1500 mAh cell, absolutely superb. Runs and runs. I've had about 5 hours off this with heavy use. Charging time with a Type-C port is around 15-20 minutes which ain't too shabby, let's be honest. It keeps you going through the day. What else does it tell me on this box? Done that. It's about 10 centimeters in length, if you're wondering on the size, and its girth is 21.5 centimeters. Right round, is that right? No, that's 21.5 millimeters. But it is a girthy little bugger. It really is. I'm not going to read off the box, that looks like a dick. But yeah, it is a really nice pod. Like I say, it's slightly chunkier than a lot of pods you see, but it's just the design on it is lovely. Helps if you press the button though, it's not auto draw. It'd have been nice if there was an option to make it auto draw, for me personally. And no power control whatsoever. Like I said in the up close, the Axon chip tells the difference between which coil's in, so it knows how much power to deliver. I will just say on the 0.4 coil, the cell longevity does decrease, obviously, as you'd expect, but it more than holds its own against other inbuilt cells pods. There we go, that's what I was trying to get. But yeah, it's a cracking little device. Highly recommend it. Flavour is really good. It's yeah, there's not really an awful lot wrong with it. I've not actually seen the price point yet. I imagine around £30–35, somewhere in that area. But the flavour. I used to love the original Geek Vape Boost when they first came out. This for me kicks the pants off a Geek Vape Boost, the original Boost. I've just been told though the pods aren't quite yet available in the UK, which is a bit of a bummer. But so far I've not been a coil out. The 0.8 coil I've been using today, but the 0.4 I've been using for about a week solid in rotation, and no loss of flavour or anything in it yet. No horrible taste, so it's going well, really well. Yeah, there we go, folks. The Vaporesso Luxe X. Keep your eye out for it. It's one to have in your collection, I think. That's it for now, folks. I will be back with more reviews, including Golden Greek with a rather nice RTA, and many more. I'm back. Take care. See you soon. Keep vaping. Keep advocating. That didn't work. Bye bye for now, people.